Hello everyone.
Um,
All right, if you can hear me, please say something. It looks like our tutor is not here yet. I'm sure he left that game link on the WhatsApp group chat. So if anybody has anything from there, if you play the game, please let us know what's up.
I've played it.
Okay, how's it been so far?
It's been okay.
All right. Okay, I think our tutor is here. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so let's begin. So we already have a plan. Today is supposed to be algebra. But before then, so I want to thank everyone who participated. So we have about 9 participants. Okay. So want to thank everyone that participated in the uh problems in the games. So do the games. GMAT and GRE are not hard. If you are able to get, let's say, 320 here in the practice test, 320 should be about 70% of the total score. Then if you write the actual exam, you're supposed to be able to get the score. So the last time we did arithmetic and fraction. Today is algebra and quadratic equations. So let's dive in. Please, can you allow me to share my screen? Please, can you give me access?
Yes, yes, sure. Sorry.
Okay. A minute. Uh, okay, so here are different games you can play. The formula splint is like a practice test for 20 questions. Rapid fire. So rapid fire can be dangerous. Let's just play one. formula match. I think formula match is the one that you can invite others that are online. If you have others that are online, they can join you and play. Also, rapid fire is extreme. So let's see what the rapid fire look. It's not what we want to do, but let me just show you. So simplify this. Any answer? So this is supposed to be 3n plus 1. Oh, these answers are not looking very well, but this is the only one that looks like the answer. Yeah. Evaluate. This is supposed to be 3 raised to the power minus 2. It's because of this browser that is making it look like this. So this is supposed to be this. Okay. 2 fair coins. Both are head. To throw a coin, 2 fair coins. To get that both are head. Wow, 2 fair coins. Both are head. It's only one line. It's 1 out of 4. Yeah. Slope. Do you remember slope? The absolute change is 5 minus 1 from 0 to 2. From 0 to 2 is an increase. From 5 to 1 is a decrease. So this is a negative slope. Negative slope. 2 times 3 is 6. Wow, this is simple interest. Wow. Okay, fine. But depending on the speed. So this is 5 questions answered. So the system is going to adjust for both accuracy and the number of questions we are able to answer to assign you a reward. So this one is very, very fast. It's very, very fast. It's just because I designed this game because most clients complain that, oh, the exam is not difficult, but the time was short. So you learn how to solve questions as fast as possible. Okay, now what we want to do? We want to do the topics. But this is also topic. Topic sprint is also topics. It's also another place where you get topics. But this is the one. The punch trainer is one we are using. And the last time we did fraction and basic arithmetic. Now we want to do linear and quadratic equation. All right. So linear and quadratic equation. What is my expectation? What do I want from you? Okay, what I want from you is simple. What I want from you is simple. Try and write the note. Okay. In the worst case scenario, I don't know. Yes, I'm sharing my screen already. I remember. So in the worst case scenario, try and write the note. All right. So I'm going to set these notes at 1 minute for one concept. 1 minute for one concept. So I don't know how many concepts. So 1 minute for one concept. So you will take your time to write. 1 minute for one concept. We are going to use about 8 minutes to answer the questions. Then we start answering all the other questions. So I'm starting the session. Please make sure that okay, 14 concepts. So this is going to take about 14 minutes. Start now. So here is the first concept. Factoring common factors. So this is a concise note that says pull out a shared factor from all terms. AB plus AC equals A bracket B plus C. Remember that after this concept, we start answering questions based on this. We still have up to 20 seconds, more than 20 seconds. If you have a question, you can ask me based on this concept. Okay, so there is no question. All right. So the main thing here is you see that A is common. In AB plus AC, that A is common. So we take A, then what is remaining is B plus C. This is the general form of a quadratic equation. AS squared plus BS plus C equals 0. Even as this is answering the general form of a quadratic equation, something is still missing here. If you want to write quadratic equation, all is supposed to be AS squared plus BS plus C equals Y. We write AS squared plus BS plus C equals 0 because we want to find S. Because you cannot really find S and Y at the same time. So you either find S, then you find Y. If you want to find s, you subject y to 0. So this is the value of s. This will give us the value of s when y is 0. This is the quadratic formula. S equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Factoring quadratic equation. Find PQ. Find P and Q. Multiply to get C. So we are looking for two numbers we can multiply to get C. And we add the two numbers to get B. Multiply to get C. Two numbers to multiply to get C. And add to get B. After that, we just open two brackets and put in those values. So P and Q. P times Q is C. P plus Q is minus B. Or B. Okay. So multiplication, then addition. I hope you are taking down the notes. I hope you are taking the notes. Okay. Next concept, the quadratic formula. That value under the square root, b squared minus 4ac, is the discriminant. All that I'm saying I hear, I'm only trying to keep you active. Make sure you write the note. Make sure you write the note. This is round 1. All right. That is the discriminant. Do you know that by next week, we should have treated all the math topics? So we should have finished the topic level and start application. The discriminants. Of course, the discriminant says a lot of things. It cannot be minus. If it's minus, we cannot have real value. The next one, zero property, zero product property. Do you understand what it's saying, what it means? If A times B is 0, one of them must be 0, true or false? Because it's only 0 that can multiply a number to give you 0. Zero property. Anything times 0 is 0. Anything divided by 0 is infinity, undefined. We try to avoid it. All right, this is something to remember. S plus P times S plus Q equals S squared. If I'm you, I will write S times S squared, I write. P times Q, I write. Then P plus Q. Very straightforward. Remember, we are going to do an exercise based on this. It is also called the foiled method. Who cares? Who cares about the name? This is almost the same thing that we had before. S plus y squared. S squared, y squared, then 2 times s times y. S times y times 2, which is 2sy. I hope you are taking note. Hmm? No, this is not. It's up. S minus y all squared. S squared minus 2sy plus y squared. What is the difference? The difference is only the negative. That one is plus. This one is negative. But the last plus is still plus. This is called the difference of two squares. Their sums into their difference. S plus y, s minus y, s squared minus y squared. You can also confirm this by saying something like, what if I say 3 squared minus 2 squared? You know that 3 squared minus 2 squared is going to be 9 minus 4, which is 5. Now, their sum into their difference will be 3 plus 2, which is 5. 3 minus 2, which is 1. 5 times 2 is 1. Difference of two squares. Sums into difference. Already concept 9. PEMDAS is that one we have been calling board mass since primary school. So the Americans call it PEMDAS. Remember that in our own board mass, we have bracket of. So here, P is parenthesis. Oh, it's written there, parenthesis exponent. Remember that parenthesis and bracket are the same. Do you know why it is written multiply / divide? Simply because they are equal. Any of them can come. Add / subtract because any of them can come. When you hear board mass, it does not mean that addition should come before subtraction. It's just because to make the mnemonic work. So because if you put S before A, how are you going to pronounce it? All right. Two equations, two variables. One equation which unknown has infinity solution. Do you know what it means? What it means is this. If you have A plus S equals 5, it can be many things. It can be 2 plus 3 equals 5, 1 plus 4 equals 5, 3.5 plus 1.5 equals 5, 2.5 plus 2.5 equals 5. So infinity solution. You need two separate equations to find a unique solution. Yes, a unique solution. Solution for both variables. N unknown need N equation. N unknown need N equation. There is something that is not added here. It is called when there is no solution. When there is no solution, it is is because we have parallel lines. In parallel lines, the slopes are equal. We are going to meet parallel lines sometime, maybe next week. So we are going to treat parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines with equal slope. Remember that parallel lines means lines that cannot meet. When you said you have find the solution of an equation in mathematics, it simply means when those lines meet. In substitution, you know, substitution is replacement, right? A player is substituted at 88th minute, means he was replaced. So substitution here means the same thing. Substitution means replace. Why do we replace? We replace maybe so that everything will now be the same variable, maybe s, 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 y, 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 so we can solve. Elimination is also the same thing. We eliminate so that we have only one thing. Don't forget that when political parties in Nigeria say that their presidential nomination form is 1 million naira, is a type of elimination. Honestly, if that form is free, I will have contested. I will have just go and buy the form. Honestly, I will have go. I may not. Most other people will have just buy the form. But by putting it at 100 million, so most people were eliminated. So elimination is an action that you have taken so that you terminate some variables and leave others. By the way, I'm a fan of elimination. When it comes to simultaneous equation, I love elimination. Never divide by variable. What does it mean? If you have s bracket s minus 3 equals 0, if you divide by s, what are you going to get? You will not be able to solve the equation, right? The equation is not solved, so you will not solve it, right? So we want to get a solution. So rather, you said s equals 0 or s equals 3, because if s times s minus 3 equals 0, one of them must be 0. Yeah, one of them must be 0. Which one is 0? We don't know. If you are doing GMAT, if you want to do GMAT, it's awesome. You're highly welcome. So if you are doing GMAT, and so this is a type of data sufficiency. When we say that s equals 0 or s equals 3, what is s? We don't know. We don't know. That s can be 0 or 3 doesn't mean that we know 3. We don't know. We don't know. If it's data sufficiency, we will have said that the data is not sufficient. All right, so we are about to begin our practice. One good thing that you should have done by now is that you have written the note. You have each concept. We have processed 14 concepts. Yes. Even if we end this class now and we have 14 concepts processed and you can remember 7 of them, we have already tried. Okay, we have already tried. All right, so we want to begin the solvings. We are going to begin the solvings. So we are going to solve together. You have done your own part. Since you have done your own part, it's now for us, for us to do this together too. So in doing this together, we try not to score below 50. 50 is the benchmark. The 50% is what the ABS are asking. Right, because when we say 300 out of 340, it doesn't mean 300 over 40 times 100%. No. If you can get 50%, either in the GMAT or GRE, you will get your desired score. Yes. You will get your desired score. All right. So let's start. Please bear with me. I'm going to split this screen, and there's a reason for that. The reason for that is to allow me to write if there is a need to write. If there is a need to write, I will write. Okay. So we are going to so if there is a need to write, I will write. I would prefer to write here. Clean everything and write. Oh, clean everything and write. So today is also algebra. After now, we go to real questions and start checking questions. Also check what others are doing. All right. Oh, I don't know when I selected this. Who can try? Factor 9x plus 9y. What is the answer? 9x plus 9y.
9 brackets x plus y.
Thank you so much. In x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Remember what the concept said. The concept said we are going to look for two numbers that we multiply to get 6 and add the numbers to get 5. We are going to call them factors. Opposite of those numbers are the solutions. So what are two numbers we can multiply to get 6 and add to get 5?
2, 3.
2 and 3. Thank you so much. So we have s squared, s squared, coming. I think I need to increase this. So s squared plus 5s. Oh, we are time bound. I seem to forget. This is exactly how to do it. Just put this. Remember, we do this, not all the time. We do this when the value of s squared is 1. So we just put s here, put s here, put plus 2, put plus 3. That line is settled. So s equals this one cross plus 2 becomes minus 2, or plus 3 becomes minus 3. Also is this one. Remember the discriminant. The discriminant is that value. The discriminant is that value under the square root. Don't forget when we used to call this the almighty formula. And the sense here of the almighty here is it can solve all quadratic equations. Okay. So we use it in that sense. So the sense it is used here is because it can solve all equations. Okay, so we said the formula is s squared. S equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Let's go. Minus 1 here is b. Remember, minus 1 squared is 1 squared minus 4ac. 4 times a is 1 times minus 6. Minus times minus is plus to start with. 4 times 6 is 24. 1 squared is 1. 1 squared is 1, sorry. 4 minus times minus is plus. Yes, 1 squared is 1. So yeah, we're going to have 1 plus 24 equals 25. That is the discriminant. All right. Someone should answer this. Someone should answer this.
X is equal to -5 or x is equal to 2.
Thank you. Next question. Expand. Remember, you're supposed to check your note here. Have you gotten your note? Have you gotten the concept that relates to this? Just read the concept for me. If you have gotten the concept that relates to this, read it for me. Read it out. The concept states what?
So square of a difference. Middle term is okay now.
Look for a concept that looks like s plus 4 squared.
That's it.
Time is going. Time is going.
The square of a difference, middle term is -2xy.
Hey, did you really write this? S plus y all squared is s squared plus 2sy plus y squared, right? Write it. Okay. It's not easy. What we are doing here is not totally easy. It's not what you want to do, right? It's something. Assuming you are doing it, all your friends are doing it, your church and community people are doing it, all Nigerians are doing it, Nigeria would have been better than America. So you see that it's not one easy thing to do, right? So write it, follow it part by part. Now, s squared, 4 squared, 16. 2 times s times 4 is 8s. Next one. S minus 3 all squared. So who can quickly get this? Following the same process.
X minus 6, x squared minus 6x plus 9.
S squared minus 6s plus
9.
Thank you. All right. This is the one that is difference of two squares. Okay, somebody should rush it.
X plus 5x minus 5.
S squared minus S what?
X plus 5 and x minus 5.
All right. The next one. S plus 3, S minus 7.
X squared minus 4x minus 21. X squared minus 4x minus 21.
S squared minus 4s
Minus 21.
minus 21. Okay, so pause. Let's check. Let's check. Remember, it's something we have done before. This is the reverse. We want to reverse engineer it, right? So we are going to say the extreme is 3 times minus 7. 3 times minus 7 is minus 21. And the middle one is the plus. 3 plus minus 7 is minus 4. So it's correct. Did you say B? No. A? Hello, did you say A?
I said A.
All right. Wow, why did we score 80%? It's like we didn't finish. Oh, I see. We didn't solve the last two. You see that we are not that fast. But it's also very good to note. If you go to exam, it's not really that you are not fast. But by the way, we actually solve 8 questions, right? We solve 8 questions in 8 minutes, which is not bad. But in exam too, if you can solve 80% of the questions correctly, your score will be very high. Though they might be harder than this. All that we did today, also they might be harder than this. Okay, right now, let's move on now. I was trying to prepare a harder set of questions for this session. But light couldn't allow me. Electricity had been, because of the rain. Okay, but let's see what we are going to do. I want us to solve I want us to go back now and solve actual GMAT and GRE question. In my classes, I use one GMAT book, GMAT the 13th edition, or any other book, or any books, or any other, maybe 13 edition, 14 edition, 15 edition, just before they change, the latest change, before we start doing focus, we are doing focus GMAT and the shorter GRE, so that's their name. So the GMAT before the focus GMAT seems to contain a more balanced selection of problem solving. Even if I'm teaching only GRE, it's also the material I use. Because if you solve all the questions therein, you'll be able to solve any other question they might ask you. All right, so let's go what we are going to do is we are going to start from number 1. We still have up to 25 minutes. So we are going to start from number 1. So wherever we see algebra, we stop. What we are doing today is algebra and quadratic equation. So if we see algebra, we stop. Okay. But by the way, we have solved up to number 6 before. This is coordinate geometry, so let's leave it for now because there is still a topic here that is coordinate geometry, so no need of bothering ourselves now. When we see algebra, we stop. There is a topic that is called absolute number. I will have said let's solve number 14. I think the next topic, that should be the class for Thursday, is absolute values. Number 14 is absolute value. So it's a topic of its own. Okay. Let's stop here. This is not the topic of today. This is the last thing we did. So the last time we did fraction. But this question number 27, I want to solve it for you. I'm not going to bother you to solve it. I want to solve it because I want to show you that in the actual exam, you don't need to solve questions completely. You don't need to solve questions completely. Sometimes you use estimation. You use what makes sense. So looking at this question, okay, so let's solve this question. I'm going to solve it. I want to solve it in as fast as possible. I'm going to write this. Wow, this is too much. A minute. So I'm going to write this as 1.333 like that. And I'm going to write this as minus 1 over 1.5. Now, I want to ask you a question. 1 over 1.33 and 1 over 1.5, which one is greater? Are we together? 1 over 1.33 and 1 over 1.5, which one is greater?
1.5.
I'm not saying 1.5. 1 divided by 1.33 and 1 divided by 1.5, which one is greater?
1 divided by 1.5.
Is greater?
Yes.
Hello?
Isn't it? Yes.
Okay, you are in APC. You are in APC. There is no other way.
1.33.
There is no other way to explain this. You must be in APC because everything in APC is correct, is right, is good. You must be in APC. Okay. So when you see a question, you try to think about it. Just think about it. Mathematics is even mathematics cannot really make sense of the whole world. But mathematics is trying to make sense of the world, right? Now, if remember what this question is, put it. The question is saying that if you give 20 billion to the senators and another 20 billion to all the teachers in Nigeria, who will get more money? And we are thinking now, you say it is the teachers. Is that not? If we say that it's 1.5, 1 over 1.5, that is exactly what you mean. You know that the number of teachers in the whole Nigeria is more than the senators. So you give the senators 20 billion to share and give all the teachers in Nigeria 20 billion too to share. So you are telling me that the teachers will get more money, which is not true, right? So because 1.5 is greater than 1.3. They are sharing the same thing. They are sharing the same thing. They are sharing the same one. So 1.33, we get more value. 1 divided by 1.33 will be greater than 1.15. But what is the implication to this question we are answering? The implication is that 1 over 1.33 is greater than 1.15, and it means that if we subtract a number from a number that is higher than that number, it will not be negative. True or false? Hello? Are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If we subtract a number from a number that is greater than it, it will not be negative. Because it will not be negative, these options are wrong. These options are wrong. All right. You now ask yourself, D and E. Remember that I don't want to solve this question. I don't want to start solving it as fraction. So what is now remaining? What is now remaining is D and E. Okay, so 1 over 1.33 minus 1.5. You will notice that 1 over 3. What is 1 over 3? 1 over 3 is 0.333. Right? It's 0.333. If you ask yourself, is it not too big? Yeah. So you ask yourself, oh, is it not too big? If my final answer is 0.33, so it looks so big. Because if 1 is divided by 1.33 and 1 is also divided by 1.5, the answer shouldn't be, the difference shouldn't be much. It shouldn't be up to 133. It shouldn't be up to 0.33. Yeah, the answer is supposed to be smaller. Yeah, so the answer is supposed to be smaller. But by the way, if you don't want to think about it that way, if you don't want to think about it that way, you can quickly cross multiply like this. So if you cross multiply, you are going to get 1.5 minus 1.33 over 1.33 1.33 times 1.5. 1.33. Remember, since you are not using calculator, don't do anything. So don't do anything. Since you are not using calculator, so don't do anything, right? You are not using calculator, so don't do anything. Don't rush. Just leave it. Allow it. Allow it to drop. But you do know that 1.5 minus 1.33 is what? 1 is gone. This is supposed to be approximately, if it's 5 minus 3, if it's only 5 minus 3, it will have been 0.2. Right? But we are going to remove another 3 again. So that will have been like 0.17. Then divided by, do you see that even if we divide this by 1, there's a way you have to think. You have to change the way you think. Okay, so there's a video I will send to you. It's not my video. That video is called number bound. Number bound is how you see numbers. How you see numbers, how you think, how you manipulate numbers. It's even a short video. But maybe in subsequent sessions, I'll be mentioning number bound. Number bound is how you see something. It's a perspective, right? It's how you see something. Do you know that right now, if I divide 0.17 by 1, I'm going to get 0.7. Now, if I divide 0.17 by something more than 1, I'm going to get less. Already, if I divide 0.17 by 1, is less than 0.3, is less than this, it's already less than 0.17 is already less than 1 over 3 because 1 over 3 is 0.33. So it cannot be 1 over 33, right? The answer is supposed to be far less than 0.33. And 1 divided by 12 is less than 1 over 3. And this is the only man standing. You mark it. You mark it. Okay. So the class I taught earlier today, and sometimes a way of encouraging candidates. If we hear now that Iran, I love that country, Iran. I love them. Do you know why I love them? I love them because they have oil like our own. So they are using their own oil to hire scientists to build their own technology. So they have their own technology. Do you know we don't have our own? We don't have technology. We don't have. All right. So everything we are doing is we are borrowing a lot. So they have their own technology and they are managing it. They are managing their wealth, their resources, using it. Okay. So I love them. So they also have their intelligence unit. Okay, let me say now, they have been bombing American allies. Let me say Iran want to bomb Kuwait. They are not using video to check where they want to bomb. They are using some type of tracking system. They are saying this, that. Is also what the US, is also what the Russia, Ukraine, all that they are doing. They are saying this, that. If 1.1 divided by 1.3 is greater than 1 divided by 1.5, the answer cannot be negative. I eliminate A, B, C. If I quickly look like this and say that this is 0.17, the numerator is 0.17. If the numerator is 0.17 and the denominator is more than 1, then the answer must be less than 1 over 3. So the answer, so this, that. So you choose and go. The exam, you don't have time to do precision, to find precise answers. If they're asking you to find precise answers, it is usually that the question they're asking you is easy, right? But questions that are complex, you don't supposed to get the precise answer. If not, you will be wasting your time. Let's move to the next question. The next question, that is algebra. Okay, by the way, let's look at this question. A rope 40 feet long is cut into 2 pieces. If one piece is 18 feet longer than the other, what is the length in feet of the shorter piece? How do you solve this problem? Should you go and kill yourself setting it up? No. You can work with the options. Okay. What is the rule of thumb? The rule of thumb when you are choosing an option, when you are working with the option, is to start from the middle answer. So let's say we start with 18. If we say that, what is the length in feet of the shorter piece? So the shorter piece is 18. If the shorter piece is 18, what is the longer piece? Anyone from here? Don't send something to the chat. I'm not seeing the chat. This screen you are seeing is the only thing I'm seeing. So if you want to say something, just answer.
The longer piece is
Yes, the longer piece is what?
22.
Okay, because he said, okay, if they, no, I'm not asking for the answer. Okay, you have gone too far. So we are saying, okay, one way to solve questions. Remember, in the previous question I solved, I didn't actually solve it. I said what can be. right? What can be? And why I was using the example of people that are fighting war. So we don't need more war in this country. When they say that they're tracking something, it's not that they are using one video to video anything. What they are tracking is the possibilities. Sometimes they now narrow the possibility, right? You know, when you play chess, so there's a time when there's nothing. When something is checkmate. So there is an extent, so when you cannot escape, right? So they're using. So there is something you are not solving. Rather, you are thinking in terms of possibilities. Okay, so it's not all the time that you solve the questions. Well, sometimes you are working with the options. Okay, looking at this, and I said, when you want to work with the options, you start from the middle. Why? Because the answers are always either in ascending order or descending order. Like this particular one is in ascending order. So if we start, if we try 18, what is 18? In feet of the shorter piece. So if the shorter piece is 18, what will be the length of the longer piece? Are you here?
Yes, sir.
22.
Okay. All right. A rope 40 feet long is cut into two pieces. If one piece is 20 feet longer than the other, what is length in the feet of the shorter piece? So if the shorter piece is 18, what is the length of the longer feet?
22.
You are not getting it. You are jumping steps. So you are jumping steps. You are not answering what I'm asking. Understand what I'm asking. Understand what we are doing right now. What
It's
we are
18.
doing
It's
at this is what?
18.
If the length of the shorter piece is 18, right? So we have chosen it as we want to try whether it will correspond to what we are doing, right? You see all these people that are fighting war. I know that most people want to make them. Don't allow them to call you, because you see that place, those people in that situational room, and giving those information. What are they calling it? Secret information. I've forgotten the okay, intelligent information. It's not hard. It's very hard though, because when you get one information, you now use a lot of confirmation to confirm whether it's consistent, right? Okay, fine. So, but we don't want to fight war, but we want to develop the same level of cognitive ability to test. We are saying if the shorter one is 18, what will be the longer one? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
If the shorter one is 18, what is the length of the longer one?
That will be the feet of the
22.
longer.
Is what? I'm
That
not
will
asking
be
you. Yes, I'm not
the
asking you to tell me the answer. I'm not
Oh,
asking you to tell me the answer. The goal of this particular point is to utilize the method of back solving. Utilize back solving in solving questions, right? Without, do you see, you don't need to be exact, right? You don't need to know the exact value, but you need to have a way, right? You need to have a way of thinking. You think in terms of system. You must have had, no, in this 21st century, a lot of names. There's courses like financial engineering, system thinking. What can you think of? What can you make out of those type of courses? So I'm asking you, we don't want to solve this question. We are thinking about in a way that we are thinking in a certain way. We want to predict the answer using a certain way. So I'm saying if 18 if 18 is the shorter side, what's the longer side?
X.
That's okay. The longer side we have the longer side we that there is value for if we are testing this, we started with this 18. Let the shorter side be 18. So the longer side will be what?
It is
Okay.
40 minus 18.
I don't know what you are saying. It's not true. It's not what it will be. If the shorter side is 18,
X plus 18.
yes, x plus 18 is what then?
Equals 40.
Is not what we are saying. No, if the shorter side is 18, what will be the longer side?
The longer side will be X.
It's not true. The longer side, why is no one is getting it? No one is precise. They have to be precise. You need to understand the equation, the way it is asked, what is going on, right? And you might miss being able to solve with numbers. If the shorter side is 18, what is the longer side?
Shorter side is 22.
I'm not asking you to find the answer. I'm not
So
asking you to find the
sorry,
answer.
sir. Sorry, sir.
Yes.
The question is saying that 18 feet is longer.
Is not what the question is saying. It's saying
If
that
one
it is
piece is
18
18
feet.
feet longer than the other side,
Yes.
what is the length?
So if the short side is 18, assuming the short side is 18, what will be the longer side?
But why are we assuming that the short side is 18?
We want to back solve. We want to use the options. You don't have all the time to solve all the questions using the same method. The examiner knows all these questions. The examiner wants you to develop different strategies for solving questions. So you cannot go to that exam and use the same method to get all the questions and at the given time. No, it will not work out. So if we want to back solve with these questions, you want to work with the options. You're asking yourself, can 18 be correct? So you pick up 18 as the shorter side. So what is the longer side?
Is D.
What you are asking, you are just not getting what the simple thing I'm asking you. I never asked you to tell me the answer. I said, assuming the shorter side is 18, what will be the longer side? It's a very simple question. It's straightforward. I have checked my grammar. It's correct. Everything is straightforward. If the shorter side is 18, what is the longer side?
Is 40 minus 18. That is 22.
It will be 18 plus X.
18 plus what?
X.
It's not what you are answering. You see the problem. The problem is that when people go to the exam, they will not pass the verbal. And they did not pass the verbal because they did not understand what the question is asking. Because if you understand what the question is asking, right, you're supposed to at least clear all the reading comprehension, get on all the critical reasoning, get them cleared. Let me say you are doing the GRO. But if you are doing the GMAT, where there's no advanced word to do on the GMAT, do you know? There's no advanced word. All you need to do is to understand it. See the simple thing I'm asking you. I'm asking you, the question say that the longer side is 18 feet longer. Meaning, if the shorter side is 18, the longer side is 36. And because it's 36 and not 40, because 18 plus 18 is 36. So it's wrong. That is what all I'm asking you. All you're supposed to tell me is, assuming that the shorter side is 18, I use the word assuming, then the longer side is going to be 36, right? And then 18 plus 36 is not 40, so it's wrong. Now, because 18 plus 36, because 18 plus 36 is already more than 40, what are we going to do? We are going to try a lesser number. We are going to try a lesser number. That is also the main reason why the rule of thumb says start from the middle. We start from the middle because we can now know whether we are going to try a higher value or a lower value. Now, because the answer is higher than what we are expecting, we are going
Sir,
to.
I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes.
How was 36 derived?
Are you reading the question? If the shorter, remember, I said assume that the shorter side is 18. And the question said that the longer side is 18 feet longer. 18, so a number that is 18 more than 18 is what? I'm asking you. I'm asking, 18 more than 18 is what? 18 plus 18. Because 18 more than 18 is 18 plus 18. 18 plus 18 is what?
36.
36.
That is all that I was asking. So the longer side is 36. Then, but the question said that when we add two of them together, it will give us 40. So, yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing, nothing hard about the exam. But you
I
have
think
to
I.
reason. Yeah, no,
Hey,
no, yeah, you have to free yourself, and you have to free yourself. You have to think about it also. Okay, now we have to go to a lower value. We can't go up, we can't go to a higher value. Supposed to go to a lower value. The next value, you come down, which is 11. If the shorter, if we assume, remember we are working with the option, we are not solving this, right?
yeah.
We are not actually solving it, but we know. If we know the answer, we will know, right? No, some people don't understand football, but at last, anyone who knows a little about football, a little, you're not an expert, right? No, it's not those people that normally come on NTA, Arise TV, or wherever and talk rubbish. We all know that Nigeria did not qualify for the World Cup. Is it that you don't know?
Hello,
Hello?
sir. We need to round up now.
Yes, we are rounding up. Okay, 1 minute. So let's try 11. Let's try 11. If we have 11, so the longer one will be what?
The longer
The
one
longer,
Will be 22.
the longer side will be what?
22.
It's not. The longer side will be 11 plus 18. The question is said 18 longer. 11 plus 18.
That is 29.
29 plus 11.
29, that is 40.
That's what giving us what we want. So that is correct.
Hey.
Right? Yes, now what is hair inside it? There's nothing like hair inside it. There's nothing magic, there's nothing magical about it, right? It's just about reading question, reading it clearly, right? Reading it as clear as possible. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and we continue on Thursday. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Sir, this request has been approved for payment. Please sign so we can. Whose request is it? Mr. David.
Hello. Yeah. I was teaching the other class.